Booyah. All right. We are live. Hello, Facebook world. Uh, it's Dan. Here I am again. Thanks for tuning in. If you are, if not, you can listen to this later. But I'm here with local clothier, Jared Meyers of Tom James, one of the, if not the top clothier in the country. And I think Tom James is probably the top in the world, correct?
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. I know that you've been in Central Florida doing this for a long time. I myself, when I was in the auto industry, have bought several suits from you. So I do know the quality of your work. First of all, I know we're all quarantined. So how's the family? How's the two babies you've got over there? Everybody healthy?
Everyone's good. Wife's good. Definitely at home and spending more time with them than I've ever had. So it's obviously a blessing to get to watch certain things, but I'm definitely ready to get out.
Get back and hit the road, huh?
That's right.
Well, awesome. So I know I had posted a little bit about the background of Tom James, but so you guys have been around for a long, long time, and you've been local here in Orlando for a long time. So I'll kind of give you the floor. First, is the clothier industry being affected by this? I'd imagine everybody is, right?
I would say our company, we've been around since 1966. So we've been we're about a $400 million company. But the last, I would say initially, the first couple weeks of all this, we were definitely affected. A lot of people were in shock phase. We weren't sure what to do, but as of late, we're back up to what we're normally doing, which has just been awesome.
Oh, good for you guys. Yeah, I mean, you guys see that spiffy coat he's got on, right? And from what you were telling me before we got on the call, and I know you're going to get into Tom James, and I'll let you make let you do your thing there. But so you're making masks to kind of match your tie, match your jacket, match your suit, right? You're kind of making people look a little spiffy nowadays. The new norm.
I mean, you can't just do the white mask. That's boring, and it doesn't go real well with what you're wearing. But yeah, our company, our factory shut down because our factories are here in the United States, and in Maryland, and in Chicago.
Oh, you mean you're not one of those companies that buys their stuff in China?
No.
Oh,
no.
So American made, folks. American made.
American made. But yeah, when obviously our factory workers couldn't go to work because of everything going on, we were contacted by the government to start making masks because our factory workers are skilled, and we have the tools and we have the materials to make masks. So they were doing about 1 million a week, which was awesome. So we just sent out. Obviously, they're going to high risk areas, which is awesome, and first responders, which is great. But what's even cooler is, or what's just as cool, is every single one of our clients who has bought clothing from us this year, they're getting a mask for them and 5 for their family members, which has just been awesome.
Wow. I haven't gotten one in the mail yet.
You need to buy some stuff.
And not this year, but I think I've done my share.
That's right. Yeah, they sent them to a lot of our top clients just as a thank you for their business.
That's awesome. And are you still involved with Fields?
Yep. So I've been working with the Fields Group for a while now. As you might know, every time you buy a high-end car from one of their dealerships, as a thank you for the business, they take care of. They give you a custom-made suit or sport coat as a complimentary for buying a car.
Nice, awesome. So tell us about Tom James.
Sure. So Tom James, we're the largest manufacturer in the world when it comes to custom clothing, custom suits, sport coats, shirts, and whatnot. And kind of our deal before all this went down was we come right to you. So a lot of our clients are, super successful attorneys, business owners, CEOs, athletes, etc. And what I've found is a lot of them are really, really successful in what they do, but the one thing they're not very good at is picking out clothing. So they either waste a lot of time or they waste a lot of money, or they're just not very confident when it comes to making those purchases. So that's kind of where we come in. But most important is they're really, really busy. They don't have necessarily time to go to a store or get the fit they want when it comes to a store. So that's kind of what our market is we come right to you with really nice clothing and save our clients a lot of hassle and time.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, and I know because I have some amazing suits from you, shirts, pants, ties, you name it. I have gotten them before. So I know that you have a number of large clients. I know that you've been involved with the Orlando Magic. I know you've been involved, obviously, with the big dealerships, the local Fields Group, the local Mercedes groups. I know you deal with some of the owners and VPs there, plus a lot of their high-end clients. Um, I had a local surgeon who is very well known comment on here that he uses you. So, what are some of the larger names in town that you've clothed, if you're allowed to say that?
Well, not necessarily. I think one of the reasons those guys like working with a place or a person like me is it's very discreet, because they can buy their clothing wherever they want. And especially when you're pretty well known, the last thing you want to do is go into a large crowd in a store. So they like that they can get something really, really nice without having to necessarily leave their house. So yeah, I've been very lucky to work with some Hall of Famers in every sport, PGA golfers, athletes, MLB, NFL.
Yeah, I'm sure newscasters, mayors, governors, congressmen. That's awesome. So now a lot of people out there, I know, because when I used to try to pitch people about you, they'd be like, "Oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that." And I would try to tell them, "Hey, you don't. There's a suit for everybody, and you can afford it." Talk a little bit about that, because I know obviously when you're clothing high end, they're buying high end suits with high end material. I've seen that material, and these are the $5,000 suits, the $10,000 wardrobes. But for just your everyday businessman, somebody in a car dealership, somebody that's a young attorney coming up, a new doctor, or a new business going to meetings and just wants to look kind of spiffy, can someone like that, can the everyday person afford a Tom James suit?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's cool about owning all our factories and owning all our factories here in the States, we can really control our pricing. So there's no middleman, meaning we don't get outsourced. And when you outsource things, you usually have to charge a premium for that, because you got to pay the factories, you got to pay the mills. But when you own the factories, we can control our pricing. So we have suits and sport coats that start $500-600, and go up to several thousand, just depending on the price point that the customer wants to stick to.
Yeah, and I know because guys, I wasn't buying $5,000 suits, and I was getting really good quality stuff, and I really like how you kind of tailor these suits to the person, to their personality. You put badges in there that kind of maybe you have a nickname or your own name or a place you work for. You get some inside liner. Your material is top notch. I mean, talk about that.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons guys like working with us is they don't want to see everyone else wearing the same thing, and they want to get something a little bit different than what everyone else has. And why guys like building things and buying nice cars is because they can make it custom to their taste. So what's cool about buying custom, you're not just necessarily taking a suit or a shirt off the rack and getting it altered to fix you or to fit you. It's made from scratch to your preferences. So we can pick. The fun thing is the lining. Obviously, that's been made famous with the NFL draft when they show all the photos and cool things. So we do a lot of stuff like that, whether it's your nickname on the inside or family photos, or Mr. A doctor where they invent certain things and they can throw their inventions on the inside of the jacket, or favorite anything really. So that's who's that?
This is from when I used to dress up. I don't know if I can.
They say the camera adds 10 pounds. I don't know what Facebook Live adds, but
As you can see, I'm not only I also buy these. Amazing. See, one day I used to be back then. I used to actually wear these things. So I can vouch for these folks. So these days, everything is being done virtually. Huh? I guess mostly your orders that are coming from previous clients because you already have their measurements. As far as if I'm out there right now and I'm saying, man, I want to call this guy and order something, how's that process working now with what's going on?
So the cool thing, it's a lot easier. I would say 99% of the process is done virtually, whether it's on a Zoom call or the phone or FaceTime. And then the easy part is that last 1% where when obviously all this ends, I come out and get you measured up, and that just takes just a few minutes. But what I found is it's even easier for clients and people that are interested in doing this to do this process because they don't have to leave their house, and they could literally jump on a quick call, and they can fit it in their schedule in 5 or 10 minutes. So it's actually more convenient now than it's ever been before to do something like this.
Because you don't have to worry about your office space and getting them kind of in the office over there by Maitland, right?
Well, either doing it at my office. A lot of my appointments are usually at my clients' homes or at their offices. But with guys that are so busy and with so many things going on right now, it's really easy just to jump on a quick 5-minute call, buy clothing that you can that you're going to love and that you don't have to ever go shopping for the rest of the year. I think that's kind of been why it's a lot easier. Is it's just way more convenient now to jump on something like this.
Okay, now I'm not a guy that wears suits. I'm not a guy that wears ties, but I am a guy that wears, I like to go out at night. I like to wear the nice shirts with the sleeves rolled up with the kind of the design underneath, the blue jeans, or maybe a nice pair of slacks. Do you only do suits and ties or what?
Now, that's a good question. I always tell my clients that everyone looks good in a suit. You could be, no matter who you are, you throw on a jacket, you look better. So that wearing a suit is easy, but what really sets a guy apart in how he dresses is how he dresses casually. And that's usually where guys either do a really bad job or do a really good job. You can see that in airports or at high-end restaurants. People just dress pretty poorly. So yeah, I would say that's a majority of my business. I'd say it's probably 50% suits and sport coats and then 50% casual, whether it's really nice jeans, button-up shirts, shoes, belts, casual things like that. So we do it all.
Cool. So like that nice untucked feel where, how sometimes you have a dress shirt that's meant to be tucked in, but you're wearing it outside of your jeans and it just doesn't look right.
It looks like a dress. So yeah, I do a lot of untucked shirts because it looks good.
Awesome. And you're not stuck to a certain type you can pick your designs, you can create your own thing, you can match your ties, and now you can match your mask, huh?
Exactly. Custom masks with monograms and in different colors for sure. That's included.
That's awesome. So let me ask you this, if you're a company out there right now, maybe it's in the medical industry or in one of those fields that's really struggling to keep their employees safe and keep them masked up, how can Tom James help them right now?
You could reach out to me. We keep the masks that we're making. It's really for our our clients and our employees, and a lot of the contract that we sign with the government as far as that. So I'm not 100% sure you could just reach us and get masks. I wouldn't use us as a source for that.
Okay. All right. I just didn't know if they were, and so charities, Tom James, I know is involved in a lot of big charities. I know you've donated stuff to the Make-A-Wish auction before, which I'm involved in. And they just extended it, by the way. They rescheduled it for August. So if you want to do anything there, maybe we
Yeah.
can do like a custom design mask since the new days. We can throw it on the
Absolutely.
auction block or something. But I know that you guys are highly involved in charities. What is the charity of choice for Tom James, and how can people get involved in that?
So there's no charity of choice. It's just usually a lot of people will reach out to us, or a lot of my clients obviously are involved in many charities. So what I love doing is I love donating to my clients' charities, because usually if you ever been to a silent auction, there's a lot of cool items and there's a lot of really boring items. There's a lot of bottles of wine or some gift certificate to a restaurant. But what usually gets a lot of attention is a awesome custom-made suit tailored by Tom James. You usually find those guys are the ones that are getting bidded a lot. So yeah, if you are interested in me donating something like that to your charity, I'd be absolutely happy to help.
Awesome. Yeah. And it's pretty cool. I know he has done stuff in the past for us, and I'm sure he'll continue to. And yeah, there's a lot of, especially at the Wishmakers Ball, a lot of money in the room. So, and there's probably a lot of your clients in the room. So,
For sure.
so good stuff, man. I know that you have another meeting coming up here. You had mentioned that prior to getting on here, but man, I love seeing you, love talking to you. I know when I was in the car business, we were pretty tight and just kind of been distant. So that kind of sucks just because we're going in different directions. But here we are back together. Man, whenever you have some cool stuff, when you're doing your trunk shows, those are awesome. Let's go live, man. We can show people what you got in there and kind of market it for you. I have no problem helping out. And
yeah, what's cool about right now with everything that's going on, our company was really smart, because in 2008, we obviously lost a lot of really good workers in our factories because we didn't have as much business when everything was going on. So we didn't want that to happen again. So we rolled back all our pricing currently to 2008. So we're basically doing virtual trunk shows now through the end of the month, which is awesome. So a lot of our clients who are investment minded or want to buy when the market's low, so to speak,
yeah,
it's been a feeding frenzy for guys who want to take advantage.
Yeah.
So happy to help.
Okay, well, please post your information on the comments and how to
Sure.
get a hold of you. And if you have some, I know a lot of times in the trunk shows, you have some different material that are only available through that. So if you wanted to throw any photos up there or anything, please feel free. And man, I appreciate you coming on. I see that no longer have that tight haircut growing out, glasses. Are you still wearing no socks?
I am not wearing socks.
Good. That's still the thing, right?
It's still the thing, baby.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, I appreciate
All right,
you.
Dan.
Anytime I can help, please hit me up.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, Dan.
You too, buddy.